I just realized something. Okay, so Ash killed her parents, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Avocado killed Little Cato's parents. They both killed a set of parents. And yet, for some reason, they have it that Ash is so greatly offended by the fact that Avocado would kill Little Cato's parents.
Well, and Ash killed her parents because they were pieces of shit that killed her sister.
But I guess that's my whole point, though, is that you've got Ash that's going, like, I don't even want to say, like, do as I say, not as I do, because that doesn't sound right either. But you've got Ash who did virtually the same thing as Avocado.
I wish they had the conversation, because
they would have been the perfect people to have a conversation.
They killed off Fox, that's Ash's brother.
Gary and Avocado should have had a conversation. Maybe Gary and Ash.
Well, and here's the thing. Gary and Ash have this conversation. She already forgave him for killing Fox and was like, okay, I realize it's not your fault. And even Little Cato is like, okay, you killed the king and queen of Ventrexia, but, you know, admittedly, they're assholes. So I don't like that you killed them, but I understand why you did it. So it's like they already went through this. And then when Little Cato finds out that, did you kill my parents? Again, 90% of Avocado's conversations with anyone at any given time about this topic is, did you kill his parents, Avocado? Yeah, I did. And, did you kill him? Why'd you kill him? I don't know. And this led to a great scene. I wish that all of the scenes were done like this concerning the death of Little Cato's parents. But he's like, why did you do it? Why did you? And he tells him that he had no purpose in life outside of killing, and that finding Little Cato, you gave me purpose.
But he already
and
had a son.
Being your father is all I've ever wanted to be. It's like, Jesus. That works. That works. Continue with that. Have that be, like you said, had season 3 happen first instead of season 2. And we had this conflict, and then say, like, at the end, like, if season 3 had happened first, in between season 1 and season 2, and that's when he takes the bomb to his chest for Little Cato, and it's like, oh my god, he really did love you as his own son.
In season 2, he put his whole life on the line for Little Cato. We already knew that he would do that. So the whole,
you gotta do it again.
I'm not actually your father, and I have to prove it again. He did. And I think that and I almost want to try watching it in this order. It's going to make significantly less sense, I'm sure. But if it went season 1, season 3, and then season 2, in that order, with Quinn's flashback in season 2, where we were getting like, or no. Quinn's could have stayed there. The flashbacks needed to happen. They needed to happen at some point. But if we did it in that order, it would have been perfect. But there was so much that happened, like, in that frame, that it just, I don't know, this season fell kind of flat for me.
So much. And I want to say I read somewhere this was supposed to be Quinn's season. And I know I said this before, it's like, I almost wish it was just Quinn's season. I loved all of Quinn's scenes. I loved all of the flashbacks. I couldn't stand Gary. He was a dick. And then he gets together with Quinn. Like I said, I don't like Quinary because I feel like Quinn could do better than Gary.
Well, my thing on Quinary after this season, like I said, we understand now why Gary is the way that he is. We understand why Quinn is the way that she is now. At this point, I wish they did something
about that.
With that, yeah.
Here, and I just thought of this. I need to air this. I was so pissed. The thing they did to Quinn, they did a lot of, like, the female cast dirty this season. But the thing that I think was worse than the Avocado needs to prove he's, has to prove himself and earn the right to be Little Cato's father. This pissed me off. Quinn with her final space poisoning. They managed to save Quinn, who was dying from final space poisoning. She hid it from everyone. And, like, almost immediately after they cure her of final space poisoning, And now that she's not dying, it's like, we can stay in final space. We can fight the Titans. We can get rid of them using the Kevin net.
Everybody else has
Everyone else has it. They all hid it from her. They all knew. They all knew that they had it, and they're all like, well, how bad does it hurt? It hurts a lot. And it's okay, this, that, the other thing. So then Quinn feels like a jackass. That it's like, well, you guys just saved my life. Why didn't you grab more of the... She doesn't say this, but this is just my notes. Why didn't you grab more of them? Like, they kind of alienate her from the rest of the group. Oh, you don't have final space poisoning anymore. You wouldn't get it. And then Avocado and Quinn have some kind of beef that's resolved in the matter of 15 seconds.
No, but think about it. In her flashback, it's her mom going like, this is what happens when you're not a strong leader. Everybody dies, and she makes her... in the morgue, makes her sit in the morgue, and it almost really, like, stung worse when everybody finds out that they had final space poisoning, and it's
first.
It's because of her.
No, it's how that happened first. How that happened first, and she's cured, everyone else is sick and dying, and she figures this out, and then has the flashbacks to, not being able to keep her sister safe, and her mom, these are, you are in charge of these people. If they die, that blood is on your hands. And that would have worked a little bit more, but still, they alienate her from, what
it did work for?
Why didn't they tell her?
Hold on. You know what it did work for?
What's that?
You know what it really worked for? Do you remember how season 2 ended? When they're in final space and she goes, this is a place of death, and this, that, and the other, and you see all the other Garys just kind of like floating around her dead. And then we have this setup where she was literally stuck in the exact same scenario that happened in her flashback.
That's brought up. No,
that's like, God, I mean, like, season 2 really nailed it.
Season 2 really nailed it. I loved Nightfall, and I loved Quinn in this season. I wish there was more of them, because I couldn't stand the freaking Avocado subplot.
Well, normally you can follow a stream of storytelling through Final Space. Season 1 had its stream. Season 2 had its stream. Season 3 was like a wave pool. You know what I mean? You kind of followed it, and then all of a sudden there was something that rocked you off course, and then it was back. I mean, there was just... It could have been really good. But it
you just had characters talking for the sake of talking, and like I said,
No, wait. Okay, hold on. So, I know a couple months ago we were doing that Save Final Space or whatever it was. They hadn't announced season 4 yet, have they?
No.
Okay, so taking a season 4 off the table, season 3, if this was the final season,
it was all filler.
Season 2, the way it ended.
I'm sorry, you sounded like Gary. Did you get season 4, Avocado?
I mean, this is a Final Space review. I think if the show ended with season 1, would have been fine. If it ended with season 2, would have worked. The way that season 3 was set up, you almost have to have the season 4.